fun. This is heavy.
I'll tell you what, that's a pretty tough introduction to follow. Hank did a super job on that introduction. I certainly want to thank the museum for extending this honor to Chip and myself. This is our 45th anniversary for Carlisle Events. And as Nick said, post-war 74 was the first event that we did. It was real interesting in the beginning because we had, as Nick said, 600 vendor spaces, 6,000 people, and it was always second in line to the biggest car event, and that was the Hershey Fall Show, the very first time that we did it. And we strictly did it for fun. We had no idea that it was going to be a business. We had no idea it was going to develop into what it developed into. We did it because of the love of the cars. We had the passion for those cars that were post-war cars. And like I said, we call it post-war 74. Everybody that walked in the door called it Carlisle because they were so used to going to Hershey, and Hershey wasn't the Hershey Fall Meet, it was Hershey. And that's how it changed very quickly. It was no longer post-war 75, it was Carlisle 75. But I certainly want to thank the museum for this honor. It's certainly a great honor for us. And I want to thank each and every person that's out here. I was on the museum board for many years. The people that walk through the door, that attend, that walk in just to see the museum, don't keep the museum open. The board of directors, the volunteers, the employees that are here have to constantly do things like this. And that's why I want to thank all of you, because this is one of their biggest fundraisers of the year. And this really helps keep the museum going. I also want to thank the Miller family, and of course Chip. We lost him 15 years ago. His wife Judy's right out here, and Lance Miller, his son. Lance is now my partner. He took over for his father. And believe me when I tell you, there were some big shoes there to fill, wasn't there, Lance? Chip was Mr. Corvette. He knew everything about every Corvette that was ever built. He got calls from all over the world, and there was never too much time that somebody wanted to spend with Chip about a Corvette that he didn't take care of. My family's here also. My wife of last month was 52 years, am I right, Ben? My wife Peggy. You can imagine we've been married 52 years, right? You know how many cars we've been through in 52 years? It used to be in the beginning, I'd buy a car and she would redecorate a room. Well, there was a lot more cars bought than there was room, so I made out the best on that deal, that's for sure. But my son Bill 3, I'm actually Bill Jr., and my son Bill 3 is right back here. He's part of the business as well, and very much a car guy. We chased cars and played with cars all our lives together. My daughter Christine is right there as well. Christine had to take her driver's license in a Volkswagen thing. Volkswagen thing, that's what she's a car girl too. My grandson Christopher. Christopher is Bill's an Audi fan. He really likes Audis. And he's sort of gotten everybody in the family interested in Audis, and Christopher has an Audi. Next in line is Skylar. Skylar is the basketball kid. He is excellent at basketball. never really was kind of into cars. Of course, disappointing Grandpa a little bit, you know, he wasn't a car guy. But the museum made such a difference in his life because at our summer show, it was a 1998 Audi that came through the block that was donated by somebody, maybe somebody that's here tonight. Beautiful 62,000-mile car. Grandpa bought it. Skylar got it. And you know what? He's getting to be a car guy.
Yeah.
This team also has a little guy that's just about 5 years old, and he really enjoys sitting in Grandpa's lap and riding the golf cart around the fairgrounds. He steers and Grandpa does the rest. Everybody knows how Carlisle was started. It's printed. Everybody knows what happened when Chip brought his 54 Corvette to the fall show in 1973, and we were asked to leave. It was considered a used car in 1973, and there we were in our 20s, but we thought a 20-year-old car was an old car. I understand now, because a 99 is now 20 years old. It doesn't seem like it's very old, does it? But what I wanted to do was not talk about how Carlisle was started, but I wanted to talk about how Chip and I met. And interestingly enough, there used to be an auction at Mannheim Auto Auction that was for collector cars. And I see people shaking their heads out here. What was it called?
Red Rose.
Red Rose, absolutely. Calvin High, I called him and I said, Cal, are you familiar? Did you go to the Red Rose sale? He said, oh, absolutely, I did. I said, well, who really did that? And he was nice enough to bring for me the Red Rose Antique Auto Club of Lancaster County, KSF. They did the auction there, and I was there with a good friend of mine, and he said to me, you know that guy over there? And I said, no, I really don't. He said, well, that's Chip Miller. He said, you should go meet him. He's just about as nuts about cars as you are. Well, we met. And from the minute we met at that event, we stayed together the whole day. Judy and Evie, his Chip's daughter, were at home. Well, we went and picked them up, and at the time I was managing an automobile dealership in Martinsburg, Pennsylvania. So we lived in Roaring Spring, which was near Martinsburg. We drove that night, picked up them. They stayed with my wife Peggy in Martinsburg, or in Roaring Spring. Chip and I got the record from the dealership that I worked for because he had a Corvair. It wasn't in very good shape, but it had genuine factory wire wheels. If you're a Corvair guy, you find out they only made a very few sets of those things. And I had a 64 Spider convertible, so I figured, boy, wouldn't they look nice on my Spider? We took that record, drove all the way down to York, where Chip lived, then all the way back to Roaring Spring, never slept. The next day, they finally went home, but we spent the next 36 hours together. Then, as you know, in 1973, when we were approaching, they did ask us about the car. And ironically, the Milestone Car Society in 1973 was just beginning. And they wanted something special in their booth. And I knew Chip wanted to sell his car. We were actually allowed to have the car in the booth, but we weren't allowed to put a sign on it, which we didn't know. And that's how it all got started, because there was a sign on the car, and Chip was told that the car wasn't allowed to be sold because it wasn't new, it was too new.
Have the AACA form made.
And you know how it's always said, that's the rest of the story. That's how they got together. That's how Carlisle Events came together, and that's how it all began. And like I said, it was strictly done just for a hobby situation for our buddies that like the same kind of cars that we did. And We truly never thought it was going to be a business. I was in the automobile business all my life. I was a Ford dealer and a Chevrolet dealer twice, and Chip and I owned the Volkswagen dealership in Carlisle. But Jim came full-time when we bought the fairgrounds in 1981. And I came into business full-time in 1995 when I sold my last car dealership. But of course, we were always there for the events as time went on. But once again, I want to thank everybody that came tonight. I know the museum appreciates it greatly, and I certainly appreciate being honored by my peers. Thank you so much.
Bill Miller Jr. and Chip Miller. It's Lance Miller coming up.
So they just told me I had to speak, so I'm going to completely wing this, all right, guys? It truly is humbling to my family and myself, and I want to thank Jen and Evie for coming out tonight, and of course my mom for being the backbone of it. Oh, really? I mean, can you imagine having 80-plus Corvettes, and she puts up with it? It's amazing. Now she puts up with my addiction, just like many of us out here, right? We love cars, and truly that's what brings us all together, and essentially that's what Bill and my dad wanted to do, was just have a party. You said it multiple times. It wasn't about a business. It was about having fun, bringing people together, having a blast in the same location, with the same cars, and expanding upon it. And they just kept doing it over and over and over again, and found out, you know what, there's a lot of us crazies out there, and we all love it. And then we bring our wives into it, and hey, guess what? There's lots of wives that are car guys too. It's really an awesome hobby, and I'm really cherished to be a part of it. And you know, our business is great. We have a lot of fun, but the best part about it is the people behind it. That's what it's about. Our employees, which truly are just our team members, are the ones that make it happen. I'm so grateful to be a part of that team, and it's just an honor to be a part and have fun at something that, quite frankly, we love. So I know that that's truly what my dad was all about, just having fun, bringing everybody together. And again, that's what we continue today, and I truly do cherish it. It's always a fun time. I'm supposed to talk about this little car to my right as well, so I'm going to do that. That is a 1960 Cunningham Corvette, and that car has a lot of meaning. It was my dad's ultimate car. He always wanted this solid axle Corvette. It was the best in the world in his eyes. It won Le Mans, the class that it ran. It was a big deal. John Fitch, Bob Grossman were at the wheel, and he had to have that car. He was relentless. If he really wanted something, he went after it, just like we all do with the cars, right? You always want a car for a particular reason. So I'll give you guys a quick story about it. The car ran in 1960. Briggs Cunningham takes 3 cars to Le Mans and had a great time doing it, but at the same time, his mission was to win Le Mans. Darn it, he didn't win Le Mans, but he won its class. It came in 8th overall. They carried that record for over 40 years. And then it was a C5R at the time, ended up getting the same place, 8th place, first in class. Kind of weird, ironic. And my dad's dream was to get the car. He did just that. Very hard to find, and I believe Kevin McKay is going to get up here and tell you about the hunt and how he did it, so I'll skip that part for you, Kevin. And you know, they get the car. He decides to restore it. World famous restorer Kevin McKay and his team take care of this car and literally make it perfect, just as it was. They had these giant pictures. At the time, it really wasn't digital, so they were using these huge pictures to replicate exactly the way the car ran. My dad was so anal retentive, it was scary. I love that about him. And unfortunately, it rubbed off on me, so my wife doesn't love that part of me, but I mean, that's okay. We all have our quirks, I guess. So he gets the car to perfection. This was in about the 2002, 2003 time frame. And he wrote down a few times, he was also caught on camera about wanting to take that particular car back to Le Mans. Unfortunately, Bob Grossman, co-driver, had passed away. However, John Fitch was still alive. So he wrote it down, like I said, multiple times. Well, quite frankly, I took it to heart. I knew what I had to do. I had to get this car back to Le Mans after my dad passed in 2004. Very important to do so, just because of the fact, one, it's going to be a hell of a trip. I'm going to have fun. But at the same time, it's his dream. And quite frankly, it became my dream to drive with John Fitch around the track. So that's what we did. We take the car to Le Mans. I'll never forget talking to my mom about this because there were multiple times that she just looked at me and she said, "You're crazy. You're crazy because you're coming back and it's just silly. The stuff that we're trying to set up, you know, getting the car over there, creating it up. I didn't even know where it was going to go. I knew nothing. I'd never been to France. So I just set it all up, had it all set up and ready to go, and then guess what happened? GM went out of business and all my contacts went away. Well, they didn't go out of business, bankrupt. And I had to start from scratch again. So it was a lot of hard work, very challenging. However, we got the car to Le Mans in 2010. 50 years later, John Fitch is by my side. And I'll tell you what, it was the most memorable thing that I'll ever remember. It was so cool to look over at him and say, "What's it like, John, driving around the track at Le Mans, 50 years later, leading a bunch of Corvettes around the track?" And he goes, "This is a Mickey Mouse course." That's what he told me. And I thought to myself, what? And I'm like crying because of the fact I'm excited, but I'm also crying on the other aspect of like joy, and on the other side, my dad should have been in that car. Granted, he was in that car. There was no doubt in my mind. I had chills all over my body that day. And I'm not a wreck with emotions, but I'll tell you what, that day I was. I was so up and down. And it was an amazing feeling and quite an accomplishment because one, I got to do something that he truly cherished and he wanted to do, and he did do it. He was looking down, he was in that car, and it was an amazing feat, amazing accomplishment, and I got a great friend out of it, John Fitch. I'll tell you what, I spoke to that gentleman so many times thereafter, and every time I spoke to him, it was on the phone, and there were times that I'd stop up and see him, and he truly was such a gentleman and a great guy. And when I spoke to him on the phone for the first time, I didn't know too much about him, but I did a lot of research and really respected him throughout. But he always sounded like a 16-year-old. He was always so excited and just so passionate. And we truly created a great bond, and unfortunately he had passed away as well. But the best part is, this car is going to live on forever. All of our cars out there will hopefully live on forever, and they're always going to have these great stories. I'm just honored to be a small part of this car's story. I can't believe what they've done with that particular car through the years. And ironically, tonight, you're going to have an opportunity to bid on a great piece of artwork to my left. And I believe it's going to help the AACA Museum. So, by the way, I told them I'd do a plug as well. You can still go over there and bid, right? All right. Good. So you can go over there and bid. Don't worry, you won't offend me. Go ahead, run over there and bid. But again, it is so humbling to be standing up here. And again, it shouldn't be me, but again, my dad's looking down through me, and we truly do appreciate it. It's so humbling and really quite an honor. So thank you all so much. We really appreciate it. And we hope to see you at Carlisle very soon.
That's good.
Thank you and congratulations to Bill and Lance. It's our pleasure to present you these awards. We thank you for your service and gift that you give back to the automotive community. It's much appreciated. Before we move on.